Beauty can be displayed by the mindset of an individual, which is most desirable. Love life, Leo.
Been a few months, a few weeks, a few years possibly, but I am back like vomit after a Saturday night out. So for today's topic, it is preparing the mind for the unexpected. That's it, preparing the mind for the unexpected. You know what? I'm just going to flow with this instead of actually pre-planning things as to what I want to say, because I believe to be natural with it all is the best key, to be fair. Usually I would kind of edit, drag things in, take things out, but I'm just going to be totally real. I don't think life should be prepared in terms of like, right, I want to say this and I'm going to say it. No, I'm going to be spontaneous. I'm going to say exactly what I think and what I feel. So I just want to say a massive thank you, first of all, to people that are spreading, sharing, commenting, coming to my events and embracing really what I have to say, because it's from what I've learnt myself that I like to push along to other people as well. And remember, it's not a matter of me telling you to embrace it. Like, please take a listen and feel free to send it to anybody else. But more importantly, it's totally down to your discretion if you want to embrace it. But for those people that are still logged on, it is your boy. My eye looks really lazy there. This one, not sure why. But yeah, for today's video, I wanted to talk about being, preparing the mind for the unexpected. For me, I used to kind of take a seat back and think, right, am I allowed to say this? Can I say that about that event or that event? I'm not going to really go into depth about expecting the unexpected events that have occurred within the last few years, few months, few weeks. But I'm going to show you the keys to how I actually dealt with them, if I'm able to, if I'm allowed to, that is. But I want you to get down, get ready, get into the zone to embrace a few minutes of what I have to say. Okay? Now my mum's calling me. Let me just pause that. Thank you. While I was interrupted there by mum calling me to tell me she's going to... Where's my eye like that? Right, I just felt like my eyes just looked really weird there. And I was interrupted by my mum. I love her so much. So I'll put the glasses on now. So hopefully everything looks in order. So I'm ready to go. Let's do this. So the first thing for me is, a few weeks ago, I was, I actually came home, and I was told some news. I'm not going to go into depth about who it was, regarding somebody in my family. And it didn't quite hit me at the start, but I suppose that a bit later on in the weeks, it kind of hit me like, wow, like, that's actually happening, or that's going to happen, or like I'm more or less waiting for it to happen. I'm not going to go into too much details because I don't really want to, I don't want to offend anybody that's watching this. But for me, I wasn't prepared for it. Like most of us aren't. We're not prepared for a lot of things that do occur in life. And I think that, preparing the mind, being ready, being punctual to face things head on is the way forward. So for me, I kept thinking a lot. I didn't really speak to much people about what I was told, what I was exposed to. And I didn't really have a way of channeling it. But as the weeks passed, I thought, right, I've got to really get a hold of this, right? That's going to happen. I can't change it. That will happen. What can I do right now for enjoying the now to move forward? The first thing I had to do was acknowledging exactly what is happening and what is going to happen. That's acknowledged. My mind needs to acknowledge and let it settle. Right. Second thing I had to do was think, right, I need to enjoy the now and I need to live for the now, because anything can happen. Once again, being prepared for the unexpected. So enjoying the now. The third thing for me was actually finding a strategy for myself to kind of, not so much forget, but to keep my mind functioning, to keep the self active. So I started the gym. I started to read a bit more. I even started to watch people's videos via YouTube. And these three things are what, really did brace me for what I was facing. Now, the fourth thing is speak to people about it. Have you got a good friend, a relative, a family member? I need to burp. Sorry. Or even your teddy. I don't know. Speak to somebody about it. The best thing you can do is to speak to somebody, because 9 times out of 10, they've actually been through the same situation as well. So you can always speak to somebody about it. That's not a problem at all. There's many organisations out there that are there to help. Okay, so it's about facing it, embracing it, and going forward with it. Now, don't let the problem dwell. I understand there are problems out there. I'm not disputing any problems that anybody's been through that we can't surpass. But don't let it dwell. Choose to make the journey enjoyable. Whatever the situation is, let's try and make it enjoyable. Let's try and make it a bit lighter. Let's try and make it slightly lighter. Maybe get involved with some charity work. Or do something you've never really done before. Face some fears. Okay? Right. So that's my first midweek motivation, preparing the mind for the unexpected. Now, please share, like, comment, because you're all stars, and I will be doing these every Wednesday for What's the Point Wednesday. Thank you, and I love you. Leo.